and the Hudy King of TV bowling. Our king at this time, you take a look at Don Scudder, and boy, was he something else last week.
He's something else most of the time, one way or the other. His bowling talents are fantastic, and I want to mention, as you may recall, on his fill ball last week, he left the 5-10 split. Bo, you alluded to his left-handed venture.
That's right.
He picked up the ball left-handed and made the spare when we were off the air.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
Getting started here in number 1, and boy, he missed that one wide.
Total errant shot.
Oh, look at that.
Boy,
great-looking couple there. That's Todd Schiller from West Hills Ford, our fine sponsor, and Ken Rippinger from the Hudy Shanling Brewery. They look awful happy this morning.
Tell you what, they're having more fun than we are. Oh, no wonder. Got several Hudy poles.
Yeah.
Okay. The 1, 2, 4. Difficult for some people, not for Don Scudder. Brings it back by covering the 1-2 with the ball and the 2 into the 4.
All right, Tim Sharp, he's already won the first 2 matches, as you've seen, or if you happen to join us late. Well, he's actually won, I guess, 3 on the day.
That's correct, because he did bowl in the roll-off and beat Ron Bonnet this morning, 229 to 209.
You know, we've seen that a couple of weeks where the guy who had to participate in the roll-off got that momentum going and went straight into the final match.
That has happened more than once this year. That's correct, Tom.
Well, he starts off the right way.
Tommy, I asked Tim about the couple of errant shots that he had, and he assured me that it's nothing other than him making a change in his speed. And we've mentioned this 100 times. A speed adjustment is probably the most difficult adjustment to make on a consistent basis. Tim Sharp eases up. He goes through the nose. He throws it harder. It goes wide. That ball was perfect. The 1, 2, 4 going out last. 4 into the 7. And golly, what a shot. Tim's looking at his shoes. I wonder what's wrong.
What is he doing?
There it is.
There you go.
Okay, he must have stuck a little bit. He's cleaning off the bottom.
That's a special sole on those shoes, too, isn't it, David?
Well, that would be, there's so many special soles anymore, Bo, it's hard to say which one is special. The Lynn shoes that most of us wear are very, very expensive for one thing, but they're worth it. They're worth it. They're an incredibly good piece of equipment, and the soles are actually adjusted to each individual's desire for the footing. Don Scudder, second frame after totally missing the head pin. In the first, absolutely crushes the pocket.
Well, you know, we talked about we've only got a couple of shows left. As a matter of fact, next week, Bo, it really actually, the qualifying comes to a close, does it not?
You are right. Next week is our last week of regular qualifying, and we will be at Green Hills Lanes on Saturday and Sunday. It's your last chance to bowl, guys and gals. Come on out.
Heck yeah. Want to see your face on the tube.
Oh.
What happened, David?
Don Scudder, we can watch it on the replay, and I'll tell you what happened. He's running this ball out. He thinks it's in the area, and he surely hit his mark, but he doesn't create. Watch him here run off to the right. Now watch the deflection on the ball. Hits the 1, jumps right into the 3-pin, takes the 3-pin straight back, throws the 5 in front of the 8, and obviously on that hit you're going to leave the 10, the 8-10 split. Difficult at best.
That's a double tap.
Well, he just opted for getting one of those pins, and one pin really can make all the difference. You throw the field goal on that one and it should come back to haunt you.
Especially being on a strike, because if he had missed those pins, he actually loses 2 pins and counts.
The scoreboard tells the story. Tommy opens the door right up for Tim Sharp to jump into an early lead again. Tim Sharp has been in the lead by the 3rd frame every game so far today. What a 10-pin. We talk about the ring and 10, crush 10, smash 10. I don't know what kind of 10 this is, but he got robbed. Watch the 6-pin. 6-pin is the only pin we care about right now. It's going to go up and around the neck. 6-pin, second one, you see it right there. It's not going up as far as I thought. It actually went around the belly. Unbelievable bad break. Tim Sharp could have ran away and hid. run away and hide with that ball at Hyde's lanes. I'm getting my Hydes all mixed up.
It's spelled differently, too.
Yeah, really.
It's same letters, but in a different format, right? Yeah. yeah, that's right.
There you see Don Scudder. And he's got to be wondering after the numbers he put up last week.
Applying the lift to his fingers so that he can lift the 8-10 out of there on the on the next delivery on the right lane. Tim Sharp, left lane, absolutely rips the pocket apart. Great shot.
Boy, he's really got it together. We've seen him steadily get a little better and a little better and a little better as these games move on.
Oh, you think he's going to get a little better here?
Here we go.
Pick on Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he make fun about me making my score marking errors. I'll get you. Don Scudder, right lane, can get right back in the match if he starts striking right here, as we know he is capable of doing.
Called that one. That was a new factor positive side on that one.
Don Scudder putting a little lift on his fingers, and he applies a little lift right there. Keeping his eye on his target. As you can see, the ball doesn't go into quite as strong a roll, but the head pin goes to the left wall, comes off, kicks the 4, and then into the 7. The light shakers appear to be carrying today as well, if not better, than the pocket shots, though.
I think that has to do with a lot with the roll on the ball that the gentlemen are, putting on it. It's hard for me to say.
There you go. We saw it last week. Almost completely out of the game. No way. But here comes Don Scudder, and here he is this week again, behind the 8 ball. But what's he do? He trusts it right over the 4th board. Goes into a roll, head pin again, doing a job. 4 into the 7, then into the 7, takes out the 5. The scoreboard will tell us that Don Scudder has just worked his way back into a position to be in a spot to win this game.
Well, last week, you may recall, Mike Niehaus got started on such a tremendous way, with the first 6 frames with the strike, and it really looked like Don might have been out of it. But he actually had the last, I believe, 6 in a row to come back and win that match.
Last 6 or 7, I forget how many he had, but he just worked his way right back in, and then when his opponent made that critical mistake in the 10th frame, he jumped right on it. Tim Sharp did not make a mistake. He threw a great shot, ringing 10, gives him 89 in the 4th frame. Don Scudder's projected 78, gives him an 11-pin advantage, but he loses the advantage of the strike, which gives him a 1-pin lead.
Don came from behind all 3 games last week, as well as, let's see, he did not bowl in the roll-off, so he came from, actually, the first game.
Tim Sharp not making any mistake on that one.
No, that was about as perfect as we could get. As a matter of fact, why replay another perfect shot? We'll just talk on through this one, watch him play with his shoe again, reach for a water?
Huh?
No, must be slice.
Yeah.
Probably diet slice.
That's correct.
Don Scudder can jump into the lead with a strike here in the 6th frame.
Don't count this guy out. We've already said it. That got it. And you think he gets excited? I'd say he is fun to watch.
The reaction in Don Scudder is as obvious as the reaction of the pins to his ball. Now, contrasting lines, you bet. Right there, he's over the 8th or 9th board, head pin into the wall, mixes them up. Nice strike. Don Scudder's reaction? Well,
he beat the camera.
Just off camera, but he was excited.
Tough to keep him on.
He runs them out. It's really fun to watch him when they run them out.
The difference in the score as we speak, 1 pin. Tim is still in the lead by 1 pin, but Don Scudder can definitely take a large jump into the lead with this one. Boy, does he like it as he pumps up. Let's take a watch at it here. The other lane, he's playing the 8th board. Where's he at here? He's all the way out around the 1st arrow or the 5th board, angling it in. See it right there? 3rd board even. Incredible roll. Perfectly thrown 6-pin going into the wall. Just coming off. How do you like it, Don? How do you like it? He's thinking, he's keeping his concentration, Tom. He wants to maintain that high up feeling on the lane, and to do that, you got to stay mellow off.
Not even watching his opponent right now. He's just concerned about what he's got to do, but Tim Sharp is doing his job.
Did you notice that both of the players are using drastically different lines?
Yes.
Isn't that unusual?
Well, I asked him in between matches. Tim Sharp indicated that the right lane for him was playing tighter. In other words, the ball was not going to hook off quite as sharply. Now, in contrast, Don Scudder is playing the left lane further out and pointing the ball up more, which indicates to me that he was not comfortable inside. We're watching a real duel of lane critiquing here. 15-4, that's where he wants to be.
Oh,
I'll tell you, this is where it's at. Don Scudder at the third board, Tim Sharp at the 15th board. Right there over the third arrow, 15 forward. Is it there? You bet. 1-3 pockets filled up. No deflection. 10 pins in the pit. Every pin doing its job for Mr. Tim Sharp.
hey, Tim must have watched our bowling tip. He didn't put his left hand down on the telescope or on the table, scoring table.
Yeah. We got their attention. Don Scudder needs a strike here in the 8th frame to stay 1 pin down. He's got to have it. See, it's close.
Not going to get it to fall.
No. Well, we mentioned he was with a light shot. He's been with a light shot. He was carrying. He did not make that overcompensating error and try to flush the pocket. He stayed light. This time he leaves the 2-pin. Easy spare for Don Scudder. He's still in the ballgame.
You know, our crew this morning, we've got a birthday. Like to pass along happy birthday wishes to Jim Strickler. He's the guy with the super shots for you. Take a look at Jim.
Yeah.
There he is.
Boy, look at the head on that. You sure it's 42?
I don't know. I'm not going to say.
Right.
I'm not going to get in any trouble with Jim. He can do too much. He can do too much to us and for us. We got the...
Yes. Well, Don Scudder, left lane, lane 5, 9th frame, the critical frame. I'm not saying if he doesn't strike here, he's not going to win, but he must strike on this ball to put any pressure at all on Tim Sharp. Got to have it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Very, very awkward position. The 6, 7, 9, 10. Next to impossible to bring back. There you're looking at it. The only chance Don would have would be to throw the ball very hard into the 2 right-handmost pins. That would be the 6 and the 10. Have the 6 pin glance the 9 as it goes by and then flies into the 7, Tommy. If he makes this will be one to keep on all the betas at home. Oh, my God! That is great!
Hope you have the record button on because he got it.
We will have that one on replays for years to come. Don Scudder never, never, never quit. I described it exactly as it happened before he threw it. You're going to see a second one from the right-hand side is the 6 pin. It glances into the 9 right there, and then the neck twirls around just to catch it into the 7. Unbelievable. I am impressed.
Impressed. That's an understatement.
Tim Sharp, with the hammer in his hand, could have put Don Scudder away with a strike as it is by bringing back that incredible shot. Don Scudder has a breath of air.
We've seen Don Scudder 2 weeks in a row now come up with just brilliant spares.
Well, he is very, very competitive, and he's very accurate, as David has been alluding to for these 2 weeks. When he has to get the ball in a certain area of the lane, he puts it there.
May not be enough, though, today. As impressive and dazzling as that shot was, Tim Sharp continues to mark, and if he continues to do that, David...
Well, he's 15 pins. Tim Sharp is 15 pins in the good here. With a bad count, Tim Sharp could open the door for Don to potentially win it. That party is over. But Don, you got to give the credit to Don Scudder. by bringing that split back, he worked himself in a way that he could have won, but the scoreboard tells the story. Tim Sharp, the worst he can do is, say, 225 or so. Don Scudder, at this point, can blame his defeat on the third frame of this game where he had a split. Failed to convert. Tim Sharp, what a champion. He has really shown us what he's made of today, Tommy.
Boy, he sure has.
You know, besides the bowling lanes here, Hyde features a really nice lounge. It's sort of at the street level. And I understand a lot of the senior adults in the area gather here on weekends, and they have a great time. And a lot of the younger kids that like to come out and be with a little more mature crowd, they have I think it's what you call a mature atmosphere, but they have a good time.
238, Tim Sharp finishes with a very consistent show today, showing us exactly what he can do. But Don Scudder, not the winner, but definitely provided us with a classic shot that we'll be keeping for years to come.
You know, Bo, you talked about that more mature crowd. I'm just a little curious as to whether or not that would be the type of crowd that we would see David with.
Yeah, the finish out this game on the right-hand lane. Tommy, will you quit that? just because I'm physically washed up right now, you know, I really can't. Oh, hush. Don Scudder finishing the game out as we all know he can. Wants to finish with a 223, a reputable game. Not going to win today, but, oh, I tell you what, if we're going to pick highlights this year, I think his ninth frame will be one of our highlights for years to come.
Maybe the #1 highlight. At least since I've been here, that certainly is the highlight. 3 in a row.
223. Tommy, our winner, Tim Sharp, with a 238 over Don Scudder. Great, great match, and we'll be right back with the close after these words.
Back in Oberhammergurgel, we say there's one thing wrong with these low-calorie beers, that they ain't got no taste. They got cowboyers and footballers, but they all taste like... So then I tried Hudy Delight, and you know what? I saw Delight. To your jump of flavor, have a Hudy. Have a Hudy Delight. Now that tastes like a real beer. You could say I'm delighted. Hudy Delight, the beer drinkers like.
Everybody knows St. Patrick's Day is a day for the Irish.
No, yeah, but at some places, everybody's special on St. Patrick's Day.
What do you mean, everybody?
That's because Steinberg's has special St. Patrick's Day savings for 3 days only, now through Tuesday. Like this Sanyo microwave oven with automatic precision timer, just $88.
Steinberg's special St. Patrick's Day savings for the Irish.
And for everyone else, who's not?
Here's your invitation to really have some fun.
I used to just open bowls. I never thought I was good enough for a league, but I joined. Now I'm the best bowler on the team.
Short-term spring leagues are now forming.
We never used to see Bill and Sally. Now we bowl together, and we get to see them more often. Bill could use some lessons.
Come on in, pick up a ball, knock down some pins for the thrill of it all. You'll like it.
You don't know how to make a pizza. Oh, yeah? First I make the bottom. Then on top, mozzarella cheese. How much? 40 pounds. Okay, 20. Then what? Lots of meat. What kind? You know, pizza meat. Pizza's ready.
It's a small town homegrown made the way you make your own pizza.
Take a look at that lovely ring. And, you know, now we're going to talk to some of the folks who gave us a great, great show today. And David Newrath, take it away.
Not yet. We can't take it away. I want to talk to Bob first. Bob, if you had it to do all over again, what would you change in that first game?
Well, Dave, I'd probably go to a harder surface ball. I just move a little bit farther outside. They were hooked a little bit too much outside today. I just threw the wrong ball.
Okay, you executed well, though, for $150 to help you make a decision next time. Kerry, 7-pin was basically your undoing as far as I see it. You loosened up, your carry got a little better, but how do you view the match? What do you think?
Well, I thought I threw the ball fairly well. The only problem that I had was carrying the 7-pin, as you said. And Timmy's always been my downfall. 2 years ago on the King of Kings, he beat me out by 3 pins. I threw a big split in the 10th, and today he got me again. Hope to see him again.
Well, I got a $225 check for you. Sounds like a challenge to me. Don, great kingship last year, or last week. This week you came on $375, but I got to ask you, you provided us with probably the neatest piece of footage we're going to have in a while. How did you feel going into that shot? You knew you needed a strike there. What happened?
I felt miserable leaving it in the first place, you know, but just tried to do the best I could. I knew that if Tim opened in the 10th frame, I'd still have a shot if I doubled. You know, I just gave it. I was practicing within the last week at shooting spares, you know, and I pretty well had an idea what the ball was going to do. So I just felt that I could do it, and I felt comfortable when I did it. So.
On the replay here, we talked about it on camera. Absolutely phenomenal. Textbook way to make it. One picture's worth 1,000 words. Don, congratulations. Tough defeat today, but $375. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Don. And now our king, third week in a row, we've got a new one. Tim Sharp, congratulations. And Bo, you've got some hardware for this gentleman.
We certainly do. On behalf of Carl's Blowers Paddock, we have a plaque for Tim to put on his wall.
Thank you.
And also, I think he's waiting for this one. This is the check for $750. Congratulations, Tim. Fine performance.
You know, Tim, we've seen it the last couple of weeks where the guy who rolls in that roll-off in the first game gets that momentum going. Did that happen for you today?
Oh, yeah. It gets you loosened up and you feel real comfortable when you start the match.
Well, congratulations again, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Hope you'll be with us, too, on the Beautiful Kings of TV Bowling. So long, everybody.
King of Bowling. Brought to you by Hudy Shamling, Cincinnati's brewery, makers of fine beers and ales.